How do I do this again? Can anyone give me some tips? It's been a while. Hope all is well, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks, hasn't it? But we're back and we've got Friday, Monday, Saturday. You know what? I'll get it up to the end of the season. Because well, we've got a lot coming up. We've got Friday, Monday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more games to secure ourselves another 3 after that. Well, at least another 2. Hopefully 3. I want a trip to Wembley so bad. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Right. Jacob, hello. Ollie, evening. Gallagher, hi. Jacob, I am going to Leeds, don't worry. Yes, of course, I am off to the game. Jeff makes a great point, something I've said all season. On Monday, don't be a dickhead and take a Turkish flag. It's the anniversary of the 2 Leeds fans, Chris and Kev, I think so, dying in Turkey. Leeds versus Galatasaray. So just don't be idiots and don't take the flags. So I'm going to be honest, right? Not many people have been taking them to the away games I've been to this season anyway. So don't be a dickhead and take a flag, please. Don't take a Turkish flag. I hope I've made my view on that very clear. Jeff got to the old Wembley. The old Wembley was gone before I was born, I think. If I've done the maths, so if I've got my year right, if I've got my years right, I think it was gone before I was born. Thank you for reminding me that the darts is on. I'd totally forgotten. He hasn't managed. It's an awkward one with Littler in the Premier League because he shows in the quarter final and he does so well. He flies out the blocks, but then the semi-final he just stumbles typically. So we'll see. I still think he'll win a night at some point this year. And I think he'll be in the top 4 come the end of it, which gives him a good shot at winning the whole thing. We'll see. Up the nuke. Joe, do you think we'll get playoffs? Will, to answer your question, yes. Yes, I do. Evening, Joe. When you buy food at the ground, do you get points on your card? No. Not anymore. Not anymore. Quick team news this week. Greavesy is missing this game and the Leeds game through suspension. Liam Delap will return in the next few weeks. Early to mid-April is the timeline Liam Rossini has put on it. And when he comes back from Man City, they've said he will be fighting, fit, ready to go, ready to start straight away. He's going to be like a new signing. But let's be prepared, right? We know Liam Delap is an incredible player. Fact. But we've seen with Philogene, it can take young players who've had long injury layoffs a little bit of time to get back into the swing of things. Hopefully, the international break playing for England has got Philogene back where he needs to be. And hopefully, if Rosenior plays him on the left-hand side, he can be a bit more effective. So we'll see. But Liam Delap, I'm so glad. He's the missing piece of the puzzle. You've only missed team news, AGU. Don't worry, and I don't appreciate that. That's Sam Kluger's comment. So do I. Think the pressure we're playing under will fire him up, and the fact we aren't sacked sixth, we have to chase it. Every result is brilliant. It will be a roller coaster. These next 9 games are going to be massive. Everyone has to be on their game, playing at max performance. The games against Leeds, Coventry, Ipswich. What else have we got left? That's about it in terms of the playoff race, isn't it? Can maybe put Cardiff in there, but not really. Those are the games that are most important, but we've got to pick up points elsewhere as well. No auto-generated user Ryan Woods is worse. Right, ref watch. The referee is, when it loads, no, it's reset. It's Graham Scott, 2 liners are Harry Leonard and Sean Hudson, 4th officials Lee Doughty. Has everything reset? Let me sort it all out. There we go. Cool. Stats from the Leicester game. I actually had to think what our last game was when I was doing this, because it seems forever ago, and it was. That's a reminder of the team. That's a reminder of the fact that every single substitute was unused by Liam Rosenior. See, I think the shot stats are a bit misleading. I think we were the better team. Possession shows we had more of the game, just. I think we were the better team. Referee was crap for both teams, but I think we were the better team. I'm going to say it. If we go up, I'm confident we learn Artagula from Real, because I heard not so long ago they're looking to loan him out next season. Wow, that's a claim. That's a claim. Wow. Auto-generated user, I believe so. We've had a couple of conversations this week, me and Marcus, and he's positive about doing his mile run every day for the next month, and I don't think he's a big user of Twitter, so that might be why. Leicester got a pen from a literal pat on the back from Seri, yeah, but then there were other decisions. Mika was lucky to get away. Mika was lucky to still be on the pitch come the end of the game, because that was just blatant blocking the free kick. Equally, the way Leicester players reacted and were screaming at the ref, that's booking worthy as well, by the rules. Also, I was at the training ground this afternoon, and I popped out to the garage nearby, the petrol station, to get a bottle of water. I got this one because it was £1.55, and it was like it was £1.55, and then one of the cheapest small bottle of water was, I think, £1.25. So £1.25 for a bottle like that, or £1.55 for a bottle like this. I bought this about 2:00, and I'm still working my way through it, but it's better value for money, so we'll have it. Thing with Arda is he's Turkish and the Adjan pull will be massive because he's massive in Turkey. And even Adjan said if we were in the Prem, Gula would have come to us. He did say that if we got to the Premier League last season, Arda Gula would have signed for us in the summer. Not sure whether he was joking about that or not, but that's not the point. Anyway, head to head for Stoke then. Their last game was on the 16th of March against Norwich. Their team that day was Dan Everson in goal. Their back three was Michael Rose, Ben Wilmore and Luke McNally. Wing backs Kiana Hoover and Lyndon Gooch. Midfield three was Ben Pearson, Lewis Baker and the captain Josh Laurent. And then their two strikers, they had Bae Junho Bae, maybe South Korean, behind Tyrese Campbell. If you look at who else they've got, Wesley, formerly of Villa, he was meant to be a star. We were linked with Luke Kundle, not last summer, but the summer before, I think. Andre Vidigal's a good player. Kieran Clark, of course, veteran defender. But there's nothing really like outstanding about that team. And let me put my water down because I'm going to need two hands. I'm going to need two hands now. Wouterberger as well, yeah. Vidigal's pretty bad. Interesting. We'll see on Saturday, I suppose. Were Berger and Vidigal on the bench? Vidigal was on the bench. Wouterberger wasn't in the last game, so that's something to consider. Don't know what that was. We would have all said Fabio Carvalho and Anas Saruri coming to us was impossible at the start of the season, to be fair. True. Berger injured. There we go. There's the answer. And what I was saying about Stoke's team there, it's reflected in the form. We'll look at theirs first. Last five, lost to Cardiff, beat Middlesbrough, lost to Leeds, beat Preston, to be fair to them, then lost 3-0 to Norwich. Us, one defeat in 10, 4 consecutive draws, though. Beat Southampton 2-1, then last 5, beat Southampton 2-1, then drew with West Brom, Preston, Birmingham and Leicester. I think 3 of those are good draws. The Birmingham one, though. Should have done so much better with that. And then you look at the table now. We're 7th. Game in hand, though. Game in hand. That game in hand is against Coventry. So it's vital we win it. We're in touching distance still of West Brom. Although I do think if we get into the playoffs, it will be 6th place that we sneak into. Around the grounds on Championship Matchday 39, the early kickoff, disgraceful early kickoff, is Bristol City versus Leicester City. Why? Excuse me. I suppose it's better than putting Norwich, Plymouth or Southampton, Middlesbrough there, but it's still not ideal. Or Cardiff, Sunderland for that matter. So then 1 o'clock is Millwall versus West Brom. 3 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow are Southampton versus Middlesbrough, Cardiff versus Sunderland, Huddersfield versus Coventry, us versus Stoke, Norwich versus Plymouth, Preston versus Rotherham, QPR versus Birmingham, Sheffield Wednesday versus Swansea, 5:30 Blackburn versus Ipswich, and 8 o'clock Watford versus Leeds. Memorable matches, memorable for all of the wrong reasons. Lost 5-1 last game before lockdown. There were 4 ex-Tigers in that team that beat us 5-1. 2 of whom scored 2 each. James Chester at the back, Tom Ince wide right, Nick Powell and Sam Clucas both scoring 2 goals. Also in attacking positions, with Tyrese Campbell scoring the other goal to make it 5. De Silva gave us a little consolation, but who really cares? Our team was George Long in goal, back forwards Robbie McKenzie, Matthew Pennington, Sean McLaughlin and Callum Elder. Midfield 3, Kevin Stewart, Leo Da Silva Lopez and Jackson Irvine. Wide players were Samuelson and Wilkes, with Josh McGuinness up top. The bench, Matt Ingram, Ryan Tafazoli, Dan Batty, Marcus Maddison, George Honeyman, Norbert Balog and Keane Lewis Potter, with Grant McCann in charge that day. Last time out, though, we had a much more successful visit to the Bet365. It was our first win at their ground in the league since 8 days after I was born. Beaten 3-1. Quick fire double from Connolly and Traore, 30th and 32nd minute. Slater, little deflected effort, made it 3-0. Andre Vidigal consolation. 4 minutes after that, make it 3-1. Our team was Ryan Alsop in goal, back 4. Cyrus Christie, Alfie Jones, Jacob Greaves and Ruben Vinagre. Midfield was Seri Morton and Traore, with Slater playing wide, as well as Philogene Connolly up top. The bench was the following: Matt Ingram, Sean McLaughlin, Ozan Tufan, Aliyah Syed Manesh, Liam Delap, Jason Lakilo, James Fairlong, Andy Smith and Scott Twine, with Liam Rossignol, the gaffer. And I mentioned our record against these lot. If you ignore the massive EDF adverts, last 5, unbeaten in our last 2, 2 draws at the Bet365, but then before that it's a run of 3 consecutive defeats. 2 2-0 defeats and a 3-0 defeat. My dad went to Turkey and met a kid who called Ozan Tufan a big fatty. Well, that's not strictly true, is it? I mean, he did look overweight when he first signed for us, but now he's trim, athletic, and he's a baller. So I would argue AGU, yes, they are wrong. I think we finished this season on 76 points based on my predictions for the final 9 games. Interesting. Joe, have you seen City's tweet with Liam? Yes, I have. That's why the preview started a couple of seconds late, because I was watching that. The Silva was class, wasn't he? He was so good. Jacob remembers the 5-1. Ashley, good evening. Sean McLaughlin is our most underrated / overhated player. He'll do a decent job in place of Greaves. I think he'll do a decent job. I just don't think he's as good. He's not Jacob Greaves level, simple as. Should stop asking Adrian for a wave at 1-0 to go on to a draw or loss. Wait till 2. Interesting. We should go for Alex Mower on a free. That's an interesting one. Leeds is going to be difficult. Leeds would have been a difficult game with or without Jacob Greaves. He isn't a pony like some of our fans say. What do you mean by pony? Because I think Tufan's a brilliant player. Yeah, like him a lot. I've just realised I left all the same banner on, didn't I? Anyway, shared shirts. I've gone niche for Hull City player, but not really niche for Stoke. It's Nick Powell. So, Nick Powell signed for us on loan in the January of 2016 from Man United. Made 5 appearances for us, didn't score. Was released by Man United, then went to Wigan. From Wigan, he moved on to Stoke in 2019. Left them. Some just gone to move to Stockport. 119 appearances, 28 goals for Nick Powell. Pony equals back. You've just used what I would say donkey then. No, he's you're on about McLaughlin, yeah. One of my mates calls McLaughlin because he thinks he's slow moving the ball out, calls him sleepwalking Sean. I like Sean though. Spoke to him today. Seems in pretty good spirits. Didn't tell us if he was starting or not, but I think we all know the answer to that. Said to, you'll be starting tomorrow, Sean. He goes, we'll wait and see, lads. He knows he's starting. He knows he's starting, doesn't he? Right. Anyway, onto a predicted team then in some form of 4-3-3. All up in goal: Coyle, Jones, McLaughlin, and Giles. The back four. Midfield: Morton, Seri, and Carvalho. On the right, Zaruri. On the left, Jaden Philogene. And up top, Abdush Irma. The bench: Panda, Tufan, Doherty, Ohio, Traore, Slater, Jacob, Ashby, and Aaron Connolly. No Billy Sharp. No Cyrus Christie. I think Matty can play both sides. And I think he'll want to put another centre-half on there. Although, in the Curaçao game, I didn't watch it, but I heard that Christie was playing centre-back, which, when you consider the pace he's lost since his injury this time last year, is probably something we should have looked at the start of the season. Cheers for that, Ollie. I'm going to put the darts on in just a second. Before that, though, predicted scores, everyone. I am feeling very, very, very confident. Another 3-1 win, I reckon. Come on. Start this running off on a high and then go and get a point at Leeds. That would be a great Easter weekend. Um, 3-1 Philogene hat-trick, 2-0, 1-0, 3-1, 2-0. Lopez reminds me of a quick Seri. Well, not reminds me, but he's like a quick... I'd like to have seen how De Silva would have got on for us in League One. I would really like to have seen that, but he wanted to go. Strange circumstances in which he left, but yeah, because I think he would have gone on to have been a pretty decent player for us. Anyway, 5-0, Philogene 3, Jones 1, Morton 1, 4-1, 2-0. Right. See you tomorrow, everyone. It's going to be a sold-out stadium, so looking forward to that. Take care. See you for the vlog tomorrow night. Up the Tigers, and goodbye.